How's it going, everybody? And welcome to episode 36 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. We are doing fine ourselves. Thank you for asking. Ooh, what could that mean?
Might be like that.
Because it's the Wii Post-Mortem episode where we say goodbye to a dear friend. I'm your host, Chris Fox. With me here is Mac.
All right, how's it going?
Son's feature. And Sonny.
All right, Mac's a loser.
And Steve Edwards.
Hi, everyone.
You've got an hour-long feature right here, because I'm here. That's it, I'm here. I'm here to take over the show.
That's a pretty big feature. You haven't been on for like a year, I think. Has it been a year?
Probably.
It's probably since you said I'm going to stop doing Back to the Future.
Probably, yeah. It's odd sort of coincidence there.
Sure, we could get you a new one.
Yeah.
Mac my bitch up, maybe?
Or Steam and Edwards. Your own PC ordered.
Stay Edwards.
That's my Facebook account.
That's his fake Facebook account.
It's not fake.
Oh, hold on.
Befriending people.
Yeah, it exists.
You missed out on a cracking put down earlier on.
You mean
Really, that?
You mean old Fastbook?
Fastbook. So he's changed it, put in an R, and it's changed to fast because I don't know why.
That's it. Then a couple of months worth of planning right there, and it paid off.
A couple of years more, but you don't question that kind of genius, do you?
No,
you hear Mac,
is
and then he went on to put down Ant and Dec, said they're not relevant, and said they should be replaced by Jedward.
We need some new young blood, mate. Something people with actual talent and
new young blood.
Jedward
personalities.
Yeah, they're not presenters.
They're not personalities.
more personality than whatever.
It's time for second-hand news.
This is the news.
I was really looking forward to seeing Wreck-It Ralph because it's already out in America. Found out it's coming out over here in February.
Yeah.
What is this, 1994? Why is it taking that long? What's happening here? Anyone got answers for me, please?
I heard. I don't know how true it is. It may just be a rumor or a Sonic fanboy fueled rumor. But apparently Sonic's gonna have a bigger role in the film now.
What for us?
How big?
For Europe.
Like there.
What for us? What you mean the Sega guys?
No. I mean like for why we're getting
for
it late.
UK and everything. I don't know how true it is, but before I say anything, I don't know what the ending is. But apparently they're changing the ending to include Sonic in a bigger role as well.
What? In the UK only version?
I don't know. This is what I'd heard from a couple of people at work, and I thought it sounded a bit.
Sounds like the
weird.
fevered ramblings of an idiot.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph. What's it about?
Well, Steve,
So it's a game movie.
it's a game movie. People are calling it the best video game movie ever.
It's a very high mantle to climb anyway. So
Well,
it's
yeah.
quite good.
I mean, you're going to have a hard time knocking off Mortal Kombat. For
Absolutely.
me, I actually don't believe it will be better than Mortal Kombat.
And,
Even though Kano is in both films.
And the forthcoming Assassin's Creed movie.
Is Kano in Wreck-It Ralph?
Kano's
Michael
in Wreck-It
Fassbender.
Ralph.
You can't
Not
be
the
a
original actor, though,
Fassbender
is that?
movie.
Because
God, no, Kano. The
he
computer
died,
animate.
You know he died. The guy who played Kano.
Well, why would you tell
guy?
me that?
The
Why
one
would
who
you?
the one who
Live
cuts
action
people's ears from here to ear.
Well, in Wreck-It Ralph, the titular character, Wreck-It Ralph,
Ralph there.
goes missing from his game, doesn't he? He goes game hopping.
What does he?
He's like Donkey Kong in his game, i.e. he's at the top of a tower, and then one day, he's not there, and he goes off into other games, and one of which being Hero's Duty, which of course is a little bit of a dig at modern shooters.
Oh.
I don't know how they came up with that.
Do they have any real games?
Plenty of
Is it
digging
just
there.
like
Well, no, they've got the real.
crappy puns on.
No, they don't go into any real games, but Sonic, Robotnik, Kano, Bowser, Bison, Zangief, Qbert,
Bison.
they're all in the game. Yeah, Bison's in there.
Sweet.
L Block.
Is he
Any
robotic?
L Block?
L Block. L Block
L-Block's
makes an
in it?
appearance.
Is he actually in it?
Hero of the year.
Yeah, but
yeah. Tune in to later.
but
episodes.
no, obviously I was very much looking forward to seeing it, and we got to wait 4 months, which I didn't think happened anymore. But fair enough.
We can just grab hold of the American copies through legal means.
Well,
Yeah, I'm Blueby.
not that any of us are going to do any illegalities or anything like that, but when you have a decision like this, it's going to encourage certain people
to go over there and buy a copy and then come straight back. You're right.
exactly.
Exactly.
Maybe even go over there just watch it on cinema.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Worth
thinking.
the trip.
What I'm thinking of doing.
Maybe watch it twice.
Are they still making an Angry Birds movie or something?
Yeah. I bought Angry Birds
God.
Star Wars. I haven't played it yet, but apparently it's really, really
It's
good.
going to be good. Yeah.
You've basically played it. It's just Angry Birds, but with a different skin.
And
wow.
noises and power, Jedi powers.
Yeah, you got,
Oh
a
my
little, got a little
God.
lightsaber.
You mean bugs that they probably couldn't be bothered fixing?
Definitely
They're
not.
like, you know what? Fuck it. We'll leave.
Just say fuck iOS again and be done with it.
Oh, yeah,
Alright.
I forget you hate.
Fuck iOS.
Oh. Speaking of, I
It's a rebel without a clue, isn't
I
it?
know.
my phone can't play it. How rubbish is that?
What?
like downloaded says this game is incompatible with your crappy old Android.
That's
so
good. That's good.
buying a new one tomorrow.
Yeah, why is it good?
You're better off, mate.
Yeah.
You obviously got one of those great filters over your phone that actually detects shit games.
No.
Tries to save you from it.
Angry Birds is
This phone can play. Your phone can't even receive pictures. The screenwriter of Star Wars Episode 7 has been announced as Michael Arndt.
Oh yeah.
He was the screenwriter of Little
Miss
Miss Sunshine
Sunshine
and Toy Story 3.
Yeah. Good.
Ah.
I haven't seen
Star
Little
Wars,
Sunshine.
dead to me.
What's
Why?
this? But
What, since it went to Disney?
Star Wars.
Why?
No, it's not since it went. Since Lucas decided to make 3 more, and then just changed everything. Changed the Blu-rays
but
so
my-
that it had
Yeah,
the
but-
new Anakin in it.
Yeah, well,
Just
what do you think is going to happen now, though? It's going to get better.
let's hope so. But dead to me.
This wasn't brought up on the. Cause you mentioned this last week, but
Go on.
I was wondering, like, does anyone know what Ahmed Best is up to for the next 7 to 8 years?
Misa don't know what he's up to, Steve. Have
Probably
you
getting
done any
signed
research on this?
Well, he hasn't done much for a while.
Who?
Who?
Who, he
Who's
says.
Embarrassing.
I didn't catch the
One
name.
of the finest actors of our generation, mate.
Who's this Binks who doesn't know who voices Jar Jar Binks?
Yeah, Ahmed Best. The great man who voices Jar Jar.
God.
It'd be rude to just ignore him.
Nah, it wouldn't. It'd be justified.
We can hear him at the end of the 6th one.
We are free!
Yeah, I'd like to see how he's living.
But anyway, any thoughts on that?
Dead to me.
Dead to Sunny.
It depends if, because I've heard some rumours that they might try and bring back Mark Hamill for
Oh
at
yeah,
least a cameo or
Hamill's
something.
known about it for a while, and he's in talks to appear.
Yeah.
And Harrison Ford said he'd be up for it as well, because that's what I want to see.
Best or definitely.
How old is Ford? Yeah, I want to see an 80-year-old Han
70.
Solo. Yeah, it would just be like Indy in space. Yeah, I mean, Sonny, before you say dead to me again,
Well, they've done a good job with the Avengers. Hopefully, Iron Man 3 will be good.
a lot of people think that we're likely to get the original unremastered ones on Blu-ray now as well, which would be great because
I'll buy those.
because with Lucas wouldn't ever let it happen again. The only reason that it came out on DVD, the original cuts, is because so many people were pirating them. So hopefully now we'll get the originals but remastered to a delightful Blu-ray
Imagine they remade
quality.
the prequels as well. That'd be brilliant. If they just start
Just
there.
start again.
Just
Start
say,
again.
right,
Yeah,
episode
just
1,
start
bam,
again.
fresh. We'll get Neeson back, but in a different role.
Yeah, but Toy Story 3 was good. So like
I
we
saw
said,
Little Miss Sunshine. It was for what sort of film it was. It was actually well directed
it
and
is good.
stuff. And
It's
It's
good.
not directing though, it's writing.
Yeah, talking about the writer.
same thing.
No, definitely
No,
not.
no.
I said directing. I meant writing. What are you
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about?
yeah.
God.
Starting to go.
Same thing.
But,
I also think it's
It's
crazy
good, isn't
that like this has been in the works for ages and like it wasn't leaked. It was announced.
Yeah,
You
they
know,
did well,
they've
didn't
been
they?
working on this for a while. And
Maybe people
But
like
was
heard
he
about
did
it. and
mention
thought
that he
it
was gonna do more.
So unlikely. As if.
where does
That's
Disney
right.
get all this money from though? 'Cause Marvel was like $8 billion or something, and then LucasArts was
where
like
does Disney?
Have you
6
seen
billion and
Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs?
Where does Disney get their money
Snow
from?
White and who?
It doesn't work. It's not even a pun on Seven Dwarfs.
Oh dear.
We're supposed to be experts here, Mac. And first of all, you're saying
Yeah.
Jedward are presenters, and then you come out with.
So Jedward should be presented.
and then you're like, oh, it's weird Disney had that
Oh,
kind
Yeah,
of spare money.
I didn't
knocking
think.
around.
I
Just
thought
lying
Disney were
around.
a little company.
Yeah, they're in trouble, aren't
Films
they?
like
Just
Bolt.
lying around.
Next on the news, PlayStation Plus comes to Vita. Hooray! Does that affect you? That affects Mac,
Yep.
me, Mike,
and
Sonny. Wow,
Wing.
You have a
3
Vita?
people in the room.
I was given it as a gift. I
Yeah,
have
but
to
you're
always
not-
say. I
Mike's-
always have to
Mike's
say.
not in the room.
You're not on Plus though, eh?
No.
Well, so it
I
doesn't-
always have to say. If someone, what, you got a Vita? It was a gift. I never went out and bought one. That's why I always say.
Even Mike says that, and he's bloody
Mr.
fanboy, isn't he?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Mike says it was a gift.
We're getting ready for our game of the year crap, aren't we? And I
Oh
was
yeah,
like-
Mike said.
And I said-
Mike said, "Oh, let's put Xbox 360s.
But
That's
I
the
put-
biggest waste of money."
I put-
no, I'm still coming with it.
We'll come to that.
I just think it's
So I backed him down. I've got
because
him.
they're shit, aren't they?
I've got it. He's back down on it.
So no, they're not worth the money, are they? Xboxes. Yeah.
But Vita is.
I love my Vita.
I'm sure you do.
Do you?
I'm unashamed with my love for my Vita.
I think the tech is great.
Yeah.
But I've had it since February. I've only got 2 games. One is a retail Vita
It's
game.
not the Vita's fault, is
The
it?
other one you
Rayman
made.
Legends. No. Well, okay. The other one I made, but I don't consider that because I didn't buy it.
Oh, yeah,
The other one
Number one
that's
on
quite
the
good,
minis.
is Resident Evil 2, which is a PlayStation 1 game.
Well, it's not the Vita's fault. That's your fault. Anyway, with PlayStation Plus finally coming to the Vita now, PlayStation Plus members will get Uncharted for free and Gravity Rush for free and a whole bunch of other games.
And there's 2 more as well in November.
Yes.
That is really good.
Yeah,
So-
because Gravity Rush
They're-
I was holding out 4. I don't.
They're really nailing, like they're really pushing Plus.
Plus, it's just unbelievable.
All the time.
I mean,
now.
it's unbelievable.
Great value. Like,
12
really
free,
is.
12 free games on the PlayStation 3 at any one time, 6 free on the Vita at any one time,
annoying.
I believe. But yeah, I mean, why?
Well, I'm not really, but I don't want to do it. But it's tempting.
You should
isn't it?
sign up for it. It's worthwhile,
should do
man. I
it.
mean, when I think of how much money I've saved, since signing up with all the games that you get, it's just insane. You get in like Unfinished Swan a week early, stuff like that. It's really cool.
I do have a complaint about Resident Evil 2. I changed the controls from analog to digital so I could use the analog sticks to move the characters around. Problem is, the back touchpad becomes pause.
Well, fear not, because with the firmware that's coming with PlayStation Plus support, PS1 Classics are getting a tweak as well, and you'll be able to map digital buttons wherever you like, on the rear touch and on the front touch.
That's some grade A knowledge, Chris.
Yeah,
I'd
thank you
just
very much.
say.
Well, I mean,
spot on for Sunny Q&A there.
It's nice when that stuff comes
FAQ,
together.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited about that. I love my. I'm just trying to get the most out of the Vita as I can in what will evidently be a short life cycle.
Well,
Selling worse than the Dreamcast.
well, if you look at the
Did
sales
not
for,
sell well, that console. Sunny, not the PS2, the Dreamcast.
No, I'm just going to say the latest Japanese sales came out this week, and the 3DS outsold the Vita by 39 times.
Yeah, of course it
Yeah,
did.
but
Don't matter though.
did the PSP outsell the 3DS?
PS2.
This week?
I bet it did.
No, it didn't.
Damn it.
PS2 is still outselling 360 in Japan.
Well, they don't know what they're doing over there, do they?
Yeah, they don't like Halo or COD.
Halo 4 sold 31,000 units and it was in the top 20.
Or as they call it over there,
31,000.
Halo 4.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Racist.
they're all as bad as each other. Matt loves his
was
racist.
that Jonathan Ross?
Yeah.
Racist, yeah.
Racist.
What's he? He'll never listen again.
Yeah. What are those games that you've put down on your list? Well, you've Mr. Obscure Indie
Black
game
Mesa.
now.
Yeah, here we go.
No,
Black
what's the
Mesa.
other one? Thomas is not alone.
Thomas was alone.
Oh, yeah,
Why don't you,
I've been
why don't
playing
you
some odd
shove your
games on Steam.
why don't you
Mark
shove
of
those
the
games up your
Ninja.
ass?
Me and sometimes I often don't even look.
Everyone
I have my
loves
eyes
a,
closed as
everyone
I'm
loves a
playing
snob, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, here's my suggestions for games of the year. Oh, you've not played any of them.
them.
Oh, never mind.
You haven't played Botanicula?
We just watched the Grand Theft Auto 5 trailer, didn't we?
Sorry,
Oh,
it's been a long day.
Oh, well, maybe you need to go home and check if how's Thomas doing.
Sorry, he's alone.
Is he?
Actually, I completed it, so he's not alone anymore.
Spoilers. Oh,
Well,
God.
I don't give a shit.
Oh,
I'll tell you what though. Speaking of Thomas,
I was just about to play it, Mac.
Speaking
me
of
too.
Thomas was
I
alone.
just pressing download as you said
how's
that.
this then? So got the game's just come to Steam. I got an email from the creator saying, "Hi Steve, because we appreciate you were playing the game, but no one even knew what it was.
Probably
You
a
were,
hack.
and what's best, you were telling people to play it.
No, it
Thank you
wasn't.
so much. Here's a Steam code of the game." That's
Probably-
what the email said.
It's probably a hacker, mate.
Probably a
Trying to-
hacker.
So you got a code for it?
He's
Got a-
trying to
got
get
a
you to
free
download
Steam
some
code
decent
for a game
games.
I've already bought, but
You-
now I can play it on Steam.
Are you going to give the code out now?
Oh yeah, no, it's my Steam code.
Wow. And there that is. Mr. Indie Game looks
There you
out for
go.
number 1.
Yeah.
I'll give it out, but I
Encouraging.
don't know what it is. So
Guess then. Have a guess.
Alright.
It'll probably be a good game. Something for you to actually play. That's worth playing.
I've already played it and completed it.
Something worth playing.
PC gamers will feel sorry for me here. Like, someone's been stealing our mail, like, in our building, and my wired Xbox pad has been stolen twice because I ordered a replacement, and the second one was nicked as well. He's also
way.
got about 4 of my wrestling DVDs,
man.
and I can't remember. Yeah,
Has
no,
it got the
that's-
Shop
that's bad.
2 logo all over it?
No, anything too big for our letterbox gets nicked because they leave it downstairs, which
Awful.
yeah,
awful.
I had that loads of times.
because it's something you never ever think about, do you? I mean, you think, oh,
Surely
this is
it
a
goes back
perfect
to
system.
the nearest sourcing place and then
Well,
you just
after
pick it up.
after it gets nicked,
No. The
Yeah.
postman, if they can't put it into our letterbox, it goes back to the sourcing.
Exactly
You pick it
right.
up.
If you have an honest one, yes.
but they've always left it downstairs, which has been nice because I hate going to the sorting office. And you think, wow, what a great system, and it takes one person to ruin it and start nicking post, and then that's when you realise how powerless you are against an anonymous thief. There's nothing you can do about it. So anyway, they're sitting comfortably on a pile of wired Xbox pads and wrestling DVDs.
You just need to go downstairs and just listen out for someone humming the latest theme tune of Test or Viscera or something, and that'll get 'em. That's how
Yeah.
you spot 'em.
What?
Just-
That is
yeah.
one. Or we could.
We
or
should
we
just
could set
work
up a camera.
downstairs in the lobby and just wait.
Just wait, yeah, maybe. Well,
Or just test his Seamus knowledge. And
myself and a few other tenants left some angry notes on the notice board, so that'll teach him.
He'll read them as well.
Typical British attitude.
I don't
just
think-
write a letter.
Yep. Well, I called the post office as well, but obviously
Probably can't read.
I can't do anything about it. Yeah, so new Grand Theft Auto 5 trailer. No, there it is. Yawns on cue. That's quite impressive.
No, I'm just tired, obviously.
Gameplay trailer. I'd rather see a gameplay trailer than
That
just
is all
another.
gameplay though.
Nah, Mac thinks it'll look that
That's
good
all
on our
built.
consoles.
That's all built in
Especially
game.
on our
That's a great thing about their
Wii
trailers.
U.
It's not going to look that good
No,
on our
but
consoles.
not built
might
in
do.
engine. I'm saying I want to see what the gameplay, how it plays, how it
just
looks.
saw it, right?
Not just
Yeah, it was
cutscenes.
like
Driving a
did
car
you-
off a
did
plane.
you drive trains into trains?
Yeah.
Boom! Grand Theft Auto's coming out.
Yeah, because they're always on the same track heading towards each other.
Yeah, well,
so
that's the problem, isn't it?
yeah.
Probably, I'm sure in the start of the mission he did something to make that happen.
Well, there's
Lifted a train probably.
we got some info before this trailer hit. There's three characters.
Yep.
You'll be able to take charge of.
You can swap between them whenever you want as well, which is quite impressive.
Yeah, and heists are going to be big, so you'll like go on a heist with all three things and with all three guys, and you'll be able to switch to different
Should be good.
bits of the heist.
And Steve, big Metacritic fan, he might actually play it for a change,
Unlikely. No, I played.
Greatest game of last generation, San Andreas, and one of the highest rated games on
Andreas.
Metacritic of all time.
I'm a Vice City guy, as you can see by that picture. Over
And
there.
Vice City, of course, another
I'm a
great game.
Half-Life 2 guy.
Oh, we're talking about Rockstar games.
Oh, let's
Yeah.
talk about Red Dead, shall we? Talk about that.
Uh,
The ending. Right, have you heard about the ending to Red Dead?
yeah,
Brilliant.
you still need to finish that though,
I
don't
don't
you?
know.
So do I.
I'll never finish
It's
Red
not going
Dead.
to happen though, is it? It's too long.
It's too sandy.
I've
You're
given
missing
up
out.
on Assassin's Creed.
Oh, you're
What, the
better
third
off
one?
Boring.
Is it?
Is it number 3?
I'm bored.
The trailer's kind of like a mix of everything you'd expect them to throw in there. isn't it?
Well, it just
Like,
looks so good, and here's my thing:
but
it's not going to look that good. Mac thinks it will for some reason. It'll look that good on consoles.
PC.
Yeah, obviously that's a PC, but it's not going to look like that on our consoles, Mac.
It's not all about graphics anyway. Like,
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying it's not going to look as good as that on our consoles, and that's why
Don't
I'd
care.
like it to be. I care because it's now time. I'm now ready.
if it can look as good as GTA 4, which is obviously easily done, then I'm happy.
Yeah,
I
but
expect it to look better
fine.
than GTA 4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it will
I
do
was
anyway.
disappointed
when
with
you
GTA
fire up
4.
4 now, it looks old. It looks really
It
old.
really
no, I'm
does.
not
That
saying
was
that's
then.
bad.
That
I'm
was
just
then,
saying.
yeah.
Just natural generation.
Yeah, exactly.
progress.
That
And
was
that's
happening,
why
yeah.
on the last
Very
episode,
dark. GTA 4.
it is dark. Yeah,
There's
and this
always
one,
darkness.
yeah, good point. In contrast to that, this new one looks really bright. And
It looks.
colourful.
I am interested. Obviously, it's like the biggest game in the business, isn't it? So when it comes out, obviously I'm going to be interested. But
Biggest game in the
In
business.
terms of what? Is it?
I've never completed one.
I've never completed one, no.
I've completed all of them.
Yeah, the Wii U is out in America as well on
In
Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Do you feel like there's not much hype? Like I expect more when a brand new console, supposed to be the first one this generation.
Yeah, I've seen one advert for it.
Yeah, I was expecting like the Wii. All the papers were going on about it. It was like
It's not the same though, is it?
I don't think it's going to sell anyone new as well. Is it?
No, it won't do. But then the PS3 didn't get anywhere near the PS2.
Yeah, the 3DS sales were slow, but it took off eventually.
I think
Have they? I didn't know.
They have.
It's like
The-
15 million now,
This time last year, when the Mario
no, it's
double
over
header.
20 million.
Ah, of course.
The 3DS is almost matched the in Japan. The 3DS is almost matched the PS3 in less, obviously a lot less time span.
PS3 is what, 68 million, 70 million now?
But that's just in
Supposedly.
Japan, isn't it?
I'm talking about just Japan, not globally. Globally, 3DS is about 22,
Xbox
23
is still
million.
ahead of PS3 though. I'm pretty
globally,
sure.
like
yeah, globally.
3 or 4
amazing.
million or something.
No, it's about
Kudos,
7.
Microsoft. They deserve all the credit they
But
get.
how many of those 3 or 4 or 5 million, whatever, 360s are still functioning? Good old red
That's true. Do you
lights
think
and
like
stuff.
in the sales thing, obviously they don't take away the obsolete
Nah, of course
ones.
not.
No, they don't.
It's an interesting how many
But then-
working 360s against PS3s.
Oh,
are.
look at this
But then-
household owning 7 360s. They must be huge Microsoft fans.
I just
to be fair to Microsoft, you do get the yellow light of death on the PS3.
We do now.
It's a lot rarer though.
It is a lot rarer, but obviously it was a big thing from Microsoft, and so Sony had to sort their problems out.
At least
Xboxes don't break anymore though, as often as they
I
used to.
agree. Mine hasn't
only
broken
took
yet.
4 years for that to get rectified. Yeah, well done, Microsoft.
This isn't the Xbox obituary. That will be soon, no doubt. Let's come out.
I've been through about 7 Xboxes, and that's not an
crazy.
exaggeration.
There you go.
That is mad. How
That's
many have
one
you bought
thing.
brand new?
I've only paid for one. Oh, and my current one.
You paid for it many times. Don't worry.
No, I didn't.
Just not monetarily.
He's good, isn't he? He's good. Steam Edwards.
This is Skyrim for the PS3. Oh, I can't operate it on it. Oh.
I enjoyed Skyrim, mate. Platinumed it, so it was clearly good enough.
Did it quickly
to
though.
run.
It's like I've got like 30 hours to get through this game, otherwise I'm screwed.
4 months, was it?
4 months.
Took me 4 months to platinum it.
Skyrim,
I'm just
eh?
pointing out the ills of being a fanboy. Because
That's fair
there's pros and cons for every side.
I agree.
No, you don't. You're
I
a
don't.
huge PlayStation fanboy.
I am more of a PlayStation fan than I am a Nintendo or Microsoft fan. But
Interesting. Yeah.
You're definitely Nintendo
fanboy.
True, but
I have to give you more credit. That's a harder one to defend.
We'll get to that as well.
but since I've become a designer, I've played a lot more Xbox games. You have to.
You have to become a designer, you're right, because there's so little on the Wii. You've got to start come up with your own games.
That's not what he said.
So, yeah. No, but you've got to become a developer.
But if there's one,
Design your own games on the Wii.
if there's one thing you are, Mac, with all these brands, it's an expert. I mean, only earlier on when you came into my house and you saw on the TV and you went, "Oh, another bloody Apple product." It was an advert for
those,
it was an advert for the Windows Surface tablet.
We was like,
Same
it
thing,
was,
you know.
it was comparethemeerkat.com, but you know, we let it go.
Bloody Apple product. I went, "There's a
Meerkats.
Windows logo." He goes, "Looks like the Apple logo to me."
Yeah, it does.
So you stuck by it.
Just
Yeah,
wrong.
you know, tomato, mate. It's all the
It's
same.
not, is it, though?
I'll stick to my
So it
guns, or else I'll look stupid.
No, the new Surface tablet is shit.
I'm looking at an iPad right now, but I've always said it's the most pointless luxury object you can
Yeah,
have.
it's
not
hard to
needed.
justify, but it's beautiful to hold.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
a lot
I
like
do.
a baby who. Let me finish.
He's got something. He's got something.
A baby that was born of like Hitler and another evil
Born of
person.
Hitler.
Hard to justify that baby.
Spawn of Hitler.
Hard to
Beautiful.
justify, but beautiful. Well, all babies are, aren't they?
They are.
It's not just going to be another Hitler. Take it away from the man.
I think it actually.
Yeah.
I think the definition of it is that it is another Hitler.
Yeah, that's
If
the
it's-
one
if
thing
it's
we
Hitler's
know of
baby.
it is it's going to be a Hitler. Whether it's got similar values, we don't know.
But you do know a few things, Mac. What did you say earlier on about what happened to Google?
Oh
The
yeah,
last,
back when GTA 4 trailer launched, this is how big the game was. Obviously back then. We'll see if it still has the same value now.
The
But
same cachet.
yeah, but back then it managed to crash Google as well when the trailer was first announced. So it was only for like a couple of minutes, but that's
See,
still
I don't,
quite
I
impressive.
don't think of that as impressive. I think
I think that's quite impressive.
poor from Google. I'm fingering Google.
Maybe they
on
had a
that one.
deal.
You think how many millions of hits they get every day, and then to think something like that comes along and crashes
Ask
it.
Jeeves crashed when Saints Row the Third came out. So it's not. Did you see Gabe Newell,
God.
great man he is, mentions very vaguely that they're working on a new game for a new engine.
Working on a new engine.
Yes,
For a new game.
for a new game. Hint, 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 hint.
Could be anything. So
Yeah.
So we're not getting episode 3. Just
Left 4 Dead 3!
No one wants
Yeah.
episode 3. No
I
one
went for
wants
360
Left 4 Dead
and
3.
PS3.
Left 4 Dead 3.
Do you think they're like getting all of their games to like when they need a third, and then they just have this massive? It's gonna be called Valve 3. It's gonna be like the greatest thing ever.
That would be amazing. What?
more-
Open world,
Portal 3.
Portal, Left 4 Dead, Half-Life, Dota, whatever games they play. Mate.
Maybe they're on like number 3.
That'd be great.
That is
They
the
seem
other
to be
thing,
stopping at 2 and then moving on to a new franchise.
Half-Life 3 will come out eventually. Man, if you talk about a game that won't live up to the hype,
It's terrifying.
It's
isn't
gonna
it?
be Half-Life
'Cause when you
3.
think about it coming out,
it's,
it's like
it's the most
oh my
outrageous.
God.
It's nearly Duke Nukem hype.
but way bigger. Like,
Well,
but
no.
so much because it's like Junior 3D is like a beloved game, but Half-Life 1 and 2 are considered the two greatest games ever.
Who would you rather hang out with though, Gordon Freeman or Duke Nukem?
Duke.
Well, I mean, I think that's a web
tell them
webwoods that
to.
can happen, isn't it?
Well,
You get more conversation out of Duke, though, wouldn't you?
You would.
Yeah.
Duke's a bit.
It wouldn't be intelligent
He's a bit
conversation.
of a
Nah.
prick, isn't he?
These,
doubt about
these,
that.
He's just an arsehole.
these Freeman is a doctor of some kind.
And speaking of shooter sequels, obviously that Blops 2 is out as we speak.
Anyone got it here?
Nope.
No.
We are in the minority, aren't we, in this country?
Yeah, well, like you said earlier on, Steve, you were thinking about getting it, and you were thinking about getting Halo, and there's a very brief moment where people like us will think, maybe, and then
Yeah.
that period will pass, and now I'll never get Halo 4.
We've both said that, like, beforehand, we were like, we're going to wait till the next one, next Infinity Ward one, because we do like our CODs.
Yeah.
So, and Black Ops, I didn't like Black Ops 1. So it made sense to wait, but then, like you say,
Got
as
the
the
best ending
adverts
in
came
gaming
out,
history, though, Steve.
I've heard that. And then I saw in Tesco, it was like 25 quid with, like,
Yeah.
big steak or something. But I decided not to.
I'd be wary of the PC version because some people are getting Mass Effect 2 on their second disc instead of
Oh, yeah. I did actually see this.
That's
It's
good.
hilarious.
It's a pleasant
yes,
surprise.
it's a better game, isn't
Exactly.
Woohoo.
It's just every.
good
Oh, like, I
Trading
saw that, and then, like, you know, on like an article, and then underneath, every comment was, "Oh, at least you get a good game." It's like 40 comments, and everyone's like, 300 likes, and
Yeah.
0 dislikes. Like,
And then underneath it's like, and an arrow in the knee, and I'm like, 60 likes.
Is that so? It was because the first one I read it, I thought it was people getting Mass Effect 2 were getting a copy of, but it's the other way around, isn't it?
It's
If you
just
bought
the
Black
wrong-
Ops, you got the second disc.
Not on all of them.
No, it's just the wrong content was
But
on
you couldn't
the
even
disc.
play it because
No,
it's just
no.
the second installation disc, so you can't even play. There's some people saying, "Oh, I bet it was EA doing this on purpose. Oh, the best prank ever." And there's all these people going, "Oh, that'd be amazing." And someone's just said, "It's most likely that like the guys who manufactured discs just do the same games."
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like, it's like, no, shut up. Like, oh, Mark of the Ninja.
There
That's
we go.
what I've been playing. That's the new game I've been playing. It's
You like
really
it,
good.
do you?
It's
That
fantastic,
one that
yeah.
everyone talks about, yeah.
What's that about? What did you just say? No
Oh,
one's
it's
playing.
that great game. No one stops talking about Mark of the Ninja. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Everyone in the office is
What are you
raving
playing?
over
What are you
it.
playing?
Mark of the Ninja is good.
I'm
It's
sure it
fantastic.
is. No one's heard.
Oh,
of
it's not made its way over to the PlayStation, though, man.
Oh,
No,
this
no.
felt so good. Like, so
Doesn't
Mike,
work with a 6-axis.
This is what
Mike's
happens
all
when you
like-
live on your island, Mac.
it. My island's
With you
awesome.
and Mike and
they're all like,
Drake.
oh,
Yeah,
it's not.
greatest island
I'm
ever
waiting for it
already.
to come on PS3. I'm waiting to come on PS3. Published by Microsoft. How'd you like those apples,
Mass
Mac?
Effect 1 was published by Microsoft.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Oh, and
That
it
one
only
was-
took fucking 6 years, did
and
it?
there though.
I don't think that EA are going to buy the company that are making Mark and Ninja like they did BioWare.
You never know.
I don't think it's quite as a financially
They
sound
bought the
move
company
for
that
them.
made
It's
Angry
not-
Birds.
it's not worth it. But yeah, basically, Mark and Ninja's amazing.
What do you do on it anyway? What's it about?
Stealth
All
platformer.
stealth. It's,
Sounds good.
It's a fantastic game. It's
It's
a
made by the
proper
Shank
stealth,
people.
yeah.
Oh really?
Yeah, but it's better than Shank.
That's not hard to do. Though,
It
is
gets a lot of comparisons to like Arkham City and Asylum and stuff like this.
Nice.
Stealth, the different ways you can tackle the game,
Is it only on PC or?
and Xbox.
Xbox. Yeah, well, like I said, I've been getting bored by Assassin's Creed 3. Well, I'm talking about Assassin's Creed 3 on the live television tomorrow. But I've also been reviewing WWE 13. And let me tell you this, Attitude Mode is unbelievable.
I played it
Oh.
recently.
Steve, you love it.
What is Attitude
You go
Mode?
through, well, the career mode is Attitude Era, rather. And you go from like 97 when DX formed up until WrestleMania 15, and you get to do like all the matches that you remember. Like you get to beat Austin versus Vince in a cage at Valentine's Day Massacre. You can do the I
Big
Quit
Show
match.
turn up as well.
Yeah,
Isn't
Big
that-
Show turns up.
Does it
1999 though.
Yeah, but you, like I said, it goes from 97 to like
Does it
2000.
have the little videos at the start of each match?
Yeah,
Like,
it's got
like the
packages.
classic, like
Well, they'll talk in ring and they'll use audio from the actual TV segments. It's beautifully presented. It's so cool. If you're a fan of wrestling and you love
have
the
you had
Attitude
Austin
Era,
in the beer truck yet?
yeah, man, it's great.
Probably my favourite part of the Attitude Era was Mankind versus The Rock on Raw when the title changed hand.
Yeah.
Because when Austin came out, the crowd went nuts, and that's probably the loudest I've ever heard a crowd. Is
That-
that in
Triple
there?
H's
That
return,
match is in there.
that was
Like,
pretty-
all of
pretty
it's in
big,
there.
loud pop.
The empty
Sounds
arena match
amazing.
is in there. It's
Yeah.
you know, I'm more of I'm still a purist. I like my AKI produced N64 wrestling games, but for a Ukes wrestling game, and let's be honest here, they've taken a while to get playable.
Yeah.
Because they were the and it's still fucking
what I
sloppy
was
around the
gonna say,
edges.
is
It's
it-
still sloppy around the edges, but it's improved a lot.
Is like
Day of
multi
Reckoning 2 is good on the GameCube. It's a lot more.
No, yeah, the Day of Reckoning ones were
like
alright.
multiplayer matches were always a bit like they're just pants. Like that's why No Mercy is still like the best wrestling game.
Yeah.
It's the only one where when you're fighting each other, like a mate against a mate, it's like an actual interesting match.
It's
whereas
epic. That's
every
what-
other one was just a bit crap.
Yeah, well,
I was enjoying
it's
this
not as
one,
good as
Mike,
that, but this one's great fun. It really is,
Yeah.
and you've got all the new stuff as well, like with Sheamus and CM Punk and all of that. And when you go into Attitude Era, the menus change, the music changes, the attention, like I said, the attention to detail is great. When the cage was blue. In a past match, it will be blue. When it was black, it was black. Chairs will change colour. Like Mankind has got his original music, his current music, and also the interim music he had for about 2 weeks. And you think, oh, they'll never put that in a game. It's in there. It's that kind of detail that I personally love.
Sounds like it's going to get a great review.
From me.
When you gonna be on live TV?
Tomorrow.
On what?
Oh, I don't know. No, I mean, BBC One just after the news. So I've got to talk about Swan and Assassin's Creed tomorrow. And by tomorrow, I mean Thursday the 15th. Obviously, this podcast will be up after that has happened.
We'll be all celebrating how well you do anyway, so it'll be great.
on the
We'll be watching the
coattails.
launch of Chris Fox.
Just don't forget that the camera, of course, adds £10. But yes, when I've been... So yeah, I'm reviewing Assassin's Creed 3 for them, and literally every time, after the initial thrill went, every time I've been like, oh, I've got to play more Assassin's Creed 3, it was like, ugh. Like it was a task, and that's not good, is it?
So you're just hoping it'd get better and just bitterly disappointed each time.
It's just not... now I see why I've kind of left them out. I mean, they're good games, but kind of like GTA for Steve, dip in for a bit, go, yeah, fine, and then just leave it.
They're too big, like you say. That's the big problem.
Same problem. Yeah. But yeah, Attitude Era. Oh, if you're a wrestling fan.
I remember with No Mercy, my cousin and I, we had an epic 3-hour ladder match. What? It was awesome. And it just because everyone, whenever you thought you won, someone would come and knock down the ladder and just always.
It's a game of skill.
I'd say it's not as good as No Mercy, but I'd say it's the next one down from it because I absolutely loved it.
No, the next one down is WrestleMania 2000.
I think it's better than that.
Mac, what about you? You didn't play anything on that PlayStation of yours?
Play Sensation, as I call it. I've been playing...
Whoa, rewind.
Whoa,
Is that the name of your new feature? Play Sensation?
I don't know.
Max Sensation.
It wouldn't be fair, would it? It's just too many games to talk about then, compared to the other two
What have you been
consoles.
playing then?
Play Sensation?
Smarty
That doesn't even work.
It does, it works in my head, just leave it alone.
Sounds like
Keep it in your
PlayStation
head.
a little bit.
Hey, we're trying to find out what Mac's been playing on his
Yeah.
Play
Oh,
Play
my
Sensation.
something
It's
boring.
irrelevant.
Oh, what, Akami HD, boring.
Oh.
Or XCOM, boring.
We played XCOM at Eurogamer. We didn't really enjoy it.
It does look good.
Everyone's talking about this.
fantastic.
Well,
I'm waiting.
I mean, yeah, everyone's talking about XCOM. All Mike's little nominations in the categories that we're compiling for our Awards of the Year episode, they're all from XCOM.
He does like it, yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt he'll ever finish it, though, will he? He's got that weird obsession.
Well, he's
of his.
renting it, isn't he?
Yeah, but he
Which
doesn't
just means
like
he won't-
investing too many hours into a game, does he? He's like, oh, I see, I've put enough into it, I can't put any more.
He rents I like the way, he's like, oh, because we're talking about Hitman Absolution, and he's like, oh god, he's gonna be amazing. Oh, I wish I could buy it. and then go back 3 days, and he's like, £117 version of God of War Ascension coming out. It's like his priorities are all over.
I love how a month ago he called Hitman throwaway game, and then but he's like, oh, got to pre-order PlayStation All Stars though.
He's so committed to that, isn't he? He's like the only one. I keep on saying to him, like, it's such a shame you don't have anyone to play with. Like, it's going to be a great multiplayer game on your own.
Yeah.
Because no one's buying. Like, the people you'd expect to buy it are us three. If he's going to play with anyone, then
I bet him a fiver that Crash Bandicoot wouldn't be in the game, though. Looks like I'm going to win that.
The cast just doesn't work.
It's for a PlayStation fanboy, obviously, but
Play Sensation fanboy, and that's why it doesn't work.
if it was a Play Sensation fanboy, I'd be buying it.
it
but
doesn't
I'm
make
not.
sense.
Sensation. Sensation. They call like women's.
Sensational, that's right.
They call like women's shavers like the Gillette Sensation.
Yeah.
So
and you'll get that
don't
same
buy women's
exhilarating
shavers.
feeling when you play your PS3.
no.
It's just like Mike sent me like the video, like the live action
intro.
thing. He was like, and I was like, oh, it's alright. And he was like, oh, it's alright, yeah. If you have no soul, I don't know. It's like going on at me about not loving it. And I was like, is there a single character in the game which you're like, is like Sackboy, I guess. Is the only one which you're like,
Sackboy is
oh,
probably
Sackboy,
it is the PlayStation mascot now.
And I suppose Drake a bit as well.
you seem to be forgetting Colonel Raddick.
Exactly.
God,
Colonel
everyone's
Raddick.
favourite there.
Heavenly Sword person's in it. So
Yeah.
for Ryan and Matt and Mike.
Oh, and the new
You got
Dante.
Yeah.
And Raiden.
Evil Cole.
So
Nearly
Smash
Snake.
Brothers gets Snake. That just sums up. That's why you shouldn't buy it, isn't it? Smash Brothers gets Snake.
Speaking of the
obviously,
awards show
that's
that's going to be happening, can we just award Resident Evil 6 Worst Game of the Year? Just give it now.
There is no worst game of the year.
It's been nominated for biggest disappointment.
Give it.
And that's where my vote's going.
That's where everyone's vote's going.
My vote for biggest disappointment will be when you gave up on Back to the Future for no reason at all.
But that was 2009.
Yeah, well, it's all fun and laughs, Mac, but you better come up with something to replace it.
I told
Otherwise
you,
we'll
you've got
come
an
up with
hour-long
something to
feature right
replace
now.
you.
You've got an hour-long feature right now. What else could you need?
You with your hand and your.
Yeah, you're
I
literally
might
not
play
even
Sensation.
you're not even sitting up straight. Sit up straight.
You can't
Yeah,
even focus.
God, that's not a karate stance, is it?
I'm just getting drained because I'm just putting all my heart and soul into this.
Oh, bless him.
You know.
Saved it.
God's sake.
It's a Wii Wario.
I guess that takes us on to the hot topic
Here we go.
of the week.
That's what we've all been talking about. It's my sleepless nights. What is it?
Well, it's we're going to be giving the Wii a good send-off as we perform the Wii
It
autopsy.
won't be good,
I mean,
Max
the
said.
Wii Post-Mortem.
Hater.
Sorry.
Well, what do you think?
We can
You
mute
never
it.
had a pulse anyway. So.
Really?
I don't know why I'm applauding that. It's just horrible. The horrible man.
I don't know why I'm flogging it off so much. To be fair,
do
there were a
own
few
one.
gems I loved on it. To be honest,
of
but
course.
yeah, Nintendo let me down.
A
this
few
gen.
gems.
Yeah, there were a
Does
couple.
not a console mate.
Few and far between, unfortunately.
Well, this is the perfect time to do it because the Wii U is out in a matter of days now.
Yeah.
So it was a good time for us to look back at what the Wii contributed to gaming, what it did right, what it didn't do so right, and obviously our fondest memories of it. The influence, positive or negative.
What time are we planning to go home?
About 3 hours. Well, you got so many fond memories.
Just how much I did wrong.
Sorry, if we talk about the good stuff, we'll be out of here in a couple minutes.
That's true. Galaxy 2. Let's go home.
Fantastic.
Let's do one.
Great game. Well, I mean, like I said on the last episode, my excitement for when the Wii was coming out was very similar to Cartman in that South Park episode where he's so excited for the Wii that he actually freezes himself so that he can wake up and the Wii's out and he can play it straight away. I'm not even kidding. Like, I mean, I remember seeing that advert for the first time when I was at the Sega offices back in 2005, and we all saw the trailer of like all the different things you could do with the Wiimote, and everyone was like losing their shit. It was unbelievable, and,
So
and
this
the,
is what I don't
and the
understand.
hype machine was there.
So what I don't understand with the Wii U.
Well, they're trying, aren't they?
It's not like you say. Like the Wii was just effortless.
No, but yeah, no.
Everyone was buzzing.
No, but it wasn't effortless, was it? It was years
Just
and
lack
years
of
of
effort.
money and R&D.
but
and
like,
The thing is, it wasn't.
they didn't have to like
I think
do much once they'd
the
come up with the
difference
idea.
once we as gamers got it and we gave it to our parents or friends or whatever, they got it instantly. I don't think they got it from the ads. That's the difference. It was sold based on people playing
lot of
it,
word of mouth.
a lot of word of mouth, and that's what probably might happen with the Wii U.
And that was the biggest story, as Sonny says, is that the families played it. I mean, it wasn't that was when gaming became. That was, if you like, that and sort of mobile devices. Oh, easy Mac. That was kind of the explosion of casual gaming, like as we know it today.
Yeah.
So there's one of the negative points for the Wii.
Well, negative and well, isn't
Wait,
it?
no,
I
think-
kid.
Oh, sorry.
I jest, guys.
Sometimes I don't know when he's on,
My mouth
when he's
doesn't-
off.
Mouth doesn't move. I like to credit the Wii with just the fact that, I mean, graphics are terrible. It's a bit of nothing. It's barely an HD console, and yet
It's not an
It's
HD
not, it's
console.
not an HD
it's
console.
barely a next gen console. Sorry,
Right.
and yet it has provided some of by far the best games this generation, and maybe the best game of this generation. I'd say.
Nintendo Dogs
Galaxy
plus
2.
Cats on the.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I
That's
remember
all.
picking up the Wii. I went to a midnight launch at Canterbury Game. And I picked it up and I laid everything on my bed. And it's the kind of crazy money I had as a student, thanks to my loan and a job that I worked. I was a professor in charge of watching Countdown. But I bought the Wii, Zelda, Monkey Ball,
Red Steel.
4 Wiimotes, a classic controller, all the
many-
nunchucks.
How many Wii plays did you play?
Oh, well, I got there and they didn't have any Wiimotes separately left, so I had to buy the Wiimote that came with Wii Play, so I had 3 copies of
Big
three
Wii
copies
Play.
of
That's
Wii
how I
Mote.
got
there.
my copy of Wii Play.
Hey, Wii Play had some great stuff on it. Tanks.
Tanks
I
was
like
hilarious.
that.
And
That
what
tank
was
was
the
solid.
The
horse one.
Yeah, the horsey one was
Well,
amazing.
laser hockey was quite cool as well.
Wii Play was like a really fun game to chuck
Yeah.
on.
I
when
like
you're all
it.
very
It had,
drunk with your mates.
had pool as well, didn't it? So
Yep.
Yeah,
good
it didn't really work. Like pool is always going to be good because it's pool, but it wasn't a very good pool.
But I got everything home, and I had to go to a couple of lectures. I got back from the lectures, and everyone. I lived in a house with 5 housemates, all guys, and our other mates came over, and we just played. We just played the Wii from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It was just.
Amazing.
I've never had anything like it. It was so much fun, and it really is. It's something that non-gamers can join in with gamers. Everyone can pick up and play. Everyone knows what they're doing, and it was just amazing, and great memories. So I think the Wii gets a lot of
To
stick.
get my Wii, so I like because it came out in like November time, didn't it?
December.
06.
December.
And then I
06.
December the 8th.
it was my Christmas present, but as we all famously remember, they were unattainable for a long time there.
Yep.
So what my mum gave me a cheque for £180 to buy a Wii at any point I could. And so I was back at uni, and like during like February time, I wanted to get it. So I'd go into like town in Hull, that's where I went to uni.
Sorry,
One
mate.
of the 3 great units, Blackadder says. But yeah, I went every morning into, and like I couldn't get it. Like, no, I just go in like every now and then, and they'd be like, "No, we don't have any Wii." So we had some this morning, mate. Should have been in this morning. I was like, ridiculous.
Cheers for that.
So
Yeah,
what I did,
and they wouldn't hold any for you, would they?
and I'd like phone up, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'll be getting some in Tuesday morning." And I go in Tuesday morning, and be like, "Don't know what Bill was telling you. I ain't going any since last Monday."
And then you see Bill walk out the back with all 10 Wii's.
Exactly.
See
It was
you next week,
crazy.
mate.
But so then what I decided to do, I thought, right, got to beat the system here. So every morning I got up at like 7 for a week because they were always coming in. They just never knew what days they were coming in. So I just got up and went for a run every morning into Hull City Centre.
That's clever.
Ran to game,
Get yourself fit as well.
check and see if they got them. Yeah. Eventually, like the Wednesday, grabbed one, loving it. But like, yeah, I got home. First thing I did, stuck it inside my room, got changed, went to uni. Didn't even plug it in and open it.
That's
yeah.
exactly what I did.
Just
I was so
sitting
annoyed.
there.
And because I'd stayed up for the midnight launch as well, I could feel myself falling asleep in that lecture and just thinking about Mario and motion controlled gaming and the bright new horizon that awaited us.
My housemates were just scratching the door, like trying to get in.
Like, hey, Scat, get away from here!
There's a Wii in there. But yeah.
Well, I was working at HMV the Christmas after that, Christmas '07, and it was nuts working there because people are always asking you for Wii. And when they came in, guess who got most of them? The staff. I took one.
Put it on eBay.
I was like, I'm going to put it on eBay, and then I couldn't be bothered, so I just gave it to someone as a Christmas present. And now it's over there.
We used to play. I'm sure your mates the same. But we used to play Wii Sports a ridiculous amount during like.
Yeah, that first year, Wii Sports.
It was mad.
I mean, I just come down in the living room, and Wii Sports would always be on either tennis or golf. Golf, like, and honestly, at the start, everyone's standing up, aren't they, doing the full motions, like, whoosh. By the end of it, people are just sitting on the sofas, just arm hanging off, flicking it for golf. But yeah, it was a big
my mates
hit.
got annoyed with me because I ruined bowling.
Yeah,
the
I exploit.
Figured out how to do it,
yeah.
perfect strike, and they got so because obviously, so it's like, once you know that, and because I'd figured it out as well, it's not like I looked it up. It's like I'd do rounds with them, not doing it, and it's kind of like everyone's thinking,
there's no point.
It's just a bit shit. But the only one I never did was boxing because I've only ever owned one nunchuck.
Wow,
in my
that's crazy.
Wii history, so there's no point doing.
I had
boxing.
5 at one point. I like boxing, and
Boxing was good exercise.
it was great just showing it to all your new friends. You'd be like, oh, this is it, and they're like, wow, and then you make them me, and then you go in and start playing Wii Sports. I mean, fantastic. I mean, and just because I'm burnt out on motion controls now, people out there still enjoy them. I mean, you just if for everything, I need a game that gives you the choice. Like you can either use motion control or normal control.
Yeah, I think the problem was people treated it as a gimmick and then sort of shoehorned it in, whereas games built up with motion in mind were great games.
Well,
like
all the first party tiles.
Yeah,
I had a bit of a rivalry with my mate because he had a 360 at the time.
360 is better.
We had a lot of
Nintendo Wii is better.
But
I think you'll find the Play Sensation is the best one ever. Get out of here, Mac. I don't even know you at this
there
point.
was a lot of Master Chief versus Yoshi arguments that we used to have.
Master Chief versus Yoshi.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But
that old argument.
he helped me out because, and I only found this out like later, like when I'd left uni, that he'd never been playing his Xbox. He had a HD TV and an Xbox, but we didn't realise he was just playing through a component cable, composite cable the whole time.
A lot of Xbox.
I remember us all sitting there watching him play Vivid Pinata, going like, "Whoa, HD's amazing."
Well, a lot of people do that. Even with Sky, they've got a Sky HD box plugged it into the HD TV with a
Imagine
SCART.
what would have happened if one of us had just gone like flicked everything and like because it comes with a bloody massive component cable, doesn't it?
Not anymore, it doesn't.
But yeah,
the Xbox used to come with a component.
It came with all.
that's the way. Yeah, he had the
composite
component,
one.
but he didn't have it set up to HD.
Well, when I was at uni, I didn't know these new TVs existed. I didn't know the difference. I mean, yeah, my Xbox 360 was plugged into my CRT at the time.
Same as me.
Using red, white, and yellow.
And then got Dead Rising, and then I was like, shit, I need a new TV.
Yep. I got Dead Rising, and we were all like, well, I can't read that text. It was just ridiculous.
Read
I went,
that
well,
with
this is
Dead
great.
Space, didn't we, on your old?
Yeah, I mean, but
as well.
ooh, it made it scary.
Oh god, this is a plasma computer.
But yeah, I mean, that really was a case of like, I didn't even notice the difference. This is to be fair when I was out of gaming for a bit, before I left uni and got back in the industry. But I didn't really. Yeah, I didn't care about graphics then. I mean, as far as I was concerned, on my shitty TV, my Xbox and my Wii looked the same.
I still don't care. Resident Evil 4 was the pinnacle of graphics for me on the GameCube, so I don't care. But I took my Wii to my cousin's house on the Christmas day. We had a big Christmas party.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh, you bought a games console? Stick it, play it in the room upstairs." Room was big enough for about 7 people. By the end of the night, there was 20 of us in that room.
Yep.
And even my cousin, who said outside that room, was playing it and was playing tennis. He smashed his son over the head with a Wii remote. Was more annoyed that he lost the point than the fact that his son was bleeding on the floor.
That'll teach his son
Wii
to
tennis,
do better.
That was another one where there was like an annoying serve exploit that me and my mate both figured out, and so all of our matches we just decided on who served first.
It was before we realised how limited that motion was.
That's
But
amazing.
I mean, you know,
It wasn't really intended as a full title, though, was it? It was more of a
It was
tech
a tech
demo.
demo.
to
no.
show off
I
what it
meant
can do.
how limited the motion controls of the Wii were.
Yeah.
at the
Yeah.
time.
It is 1-for-1 if you're pointing at the sensor bar. The second it goes away from the sensor bar, it loses all fidelity.
Yeah.
That was the limitation.
Well, move's a lot more accurate, but
A lot more boring.
no one owns
A few
one.
years late as well.
By Until Dawn, it's a move game.
Well, I mean, yeah, like Sonny said, I mean, a lot of cynical gamers are going to slag this point off. But yeah, I mean, see the family enjoy the Wii, like I had done on my own in the back room every Christmas before with the console. You know, just the kids playing on the consoles. I mean, to have the family turn off that fucking Emmerdale omnibus and play the Wii together, I thought was just great. And my mum, with her tennis swing, she's screaming her fucking head off. Bah! And my aunt's going, bah! And it was like, bah! As they're swinging their arms.
This is the thing.
Crazy.
Online gaming is great because there's someone always ready to play. But there's nothing better than having people in the same room with you and having the same amount of fun as you are.
And what's getting neglected now? Local multiplayer.
I imagine, like a lot of dads, my dad he didn't like the golf because obviously he actually plays golf. You translate your swing onto that game, it doesn't really work.
Yeah,
so he didn't like. He was annoyed instantly. Like I'm just going like with like little swings and sticking it next to the hole, and he's like lining it up. Like, he's got his wag on everything. He's a good golfer. He's using his expert swing, and it just flops straight into the
Kind of where
trees.
Wii Sports Resort fixes a lot of those issues.
It's like when guitarists come up to play Guitar Hero for the first time,
Yeah.
and a lot of them will be like, "It's not a real guitar, it's bullshit." Mac, so you've done a lot of. I mean, when we first started working together, you went.
That's how we first met, wasn't it?
Yeah, you were going. Like, why are you laughing, guy? I don't know. You went. But you can't name 10 good Wii games, 10 good Wii exclusives, and
you
it was
struggle.
It was hard, but this was like.
And 5 years later, he's still
This was
up
a year.
to number 9.
This was a year and a half into the Wii's life cycle, and I named Mario Kart Wii at one point, and you said it didn't count because it was a sequel. So
I was just
your
winding you
test
up
was
there, clearly.
your test was bullshit. But I mean, Mac, fond memories?
of the Wii.
just in general.
Don't say it like that.
Of your life, do you have any fun
Any
memories?
good holidays you remember?
Yeah. Are you always this pessimistic? I thought I was pessimistic, but you just take it
You
to a
are.
brand new level.
Only with Wii U. But
We're talking Wii here.
yeah, well,
Oh, another Apple product.
pretty much. Near enough is. No, I remember when I got the Wii as well, and it was just one of those days I was going to uni, and I just thought, you know what, I really can't be bothered. I just need that one small distraction, and I'm off this bus, I'm not going. And I thought, let's have a quick look in HMV, see what's going on. And there was like 2 Wiis left sitting on the counter, and I was like, what the fuck? What's going on here?
Gold
I was like,
I'll have both of them.
I was like, excuse me, are those reserved at all? And he's like, no, they've just cancelled their reservations. I was like, oh my god. So
Oh my
I
god!
was like, it's a sign. So I grabbed that, grabbed WarioWare, Smooth Moves,
Oh yeah, that was great. I
and
exchanged Monkey
Zelda
Ball for
Twilight
that.
Princess, and I was off back home.
So good.
And yeah,
Amazing.
didn't turn up at uni that day.
It
you
was,
know what?
It was a good Zelda. It was a good Zelda.
I
wasn't it?
enjoyed it.
Do you know what I think
Twilight Princess is
highlighted?
good.
I think what really highlighted the Wii shortage even more for me was like because when I was trying to get my Wii, I remember strolling into HMV like the day after the PlayStation 3 launch. They were everywhere, and I was like, "What the fuck? Why aren't these like taken off?" It's like so I could get one of these right now if I wanted to, but obviously I didn't.
That'd be £600.
Yeah,
Oh
exactly,
right.
I see.
What was it? Jack Stratton who said, "I'll pay anyone 20 grand if they can find a PS3 on shelves."
Yeah, I just couldn't believe it.
Great
It's like
moment.
because the Wii. The thing is, and like Chris says, when I was at uni, I wasn't really that big a gamer at the time, and like the Wii was just something I was like, I like Nintendo, I'll get that.
Yeah.
So I kind of assumed when the Wii came out and that was happening, I was like, well, this is probably just like what happens with all launches, isn't it? Like, I didn't realise, but it isn't. Like the Wii was a bit different to most, wasn't it? It was like
It's genius.
Exploded, isn't it?
Create that demand.
couldn't
Well, no,
believe how
they-
long it went
They
on
were
for as well.
producing 1.8 million units a month, and they're still selling out like that.
They had to open up a second factory, didn't they, just
Yeah.
to manufacture them? And,
Because I read an article today, they wanted to release black, green, and red within the first year, but because they couldn't manufacture white quickly enough, they couldn't do the other colours.
Which we all know
I
is the
wish-
cheapest to manufacture.
I wish multi-coloured consoles came out on launch, because that's
I would've got-
when most people. Well, that's not when most people, but that's when I buy my console,
Or
and
at
I'd like the
least-
colour choice. I mean, I'm getting a black.
Yeah.
Wii U.
or at
Yeah,
least
I'm getting-
multiple colour controllers, which
Yeah.
has always been something I've loved.
yeah.
Although one of those initial Wii Mote colours was like snot green, so I'm glad that one didn't
I
come
don't
out.
know, green.
You know, I
really
feel-
different.
It's bogey green though. It's horrible.
I feel like I hijacked our Twilight Princess chap's about to start.
Yes, a good Zelda game.
But just go
Underrated
back
Zelda
to
game.
it. Did anyone read the What's Our Ass article where they pieced together the Wii U?
No.
They had a transparent Wii U. I'd love a transparent console.
No, the transparent kind of craze in the 90s where everything was transparent.
and
Like,
all the controllers look awful. They're
all of
transparent.
the third-party ones were transparent.
I've got that awful half purple, half transparent coloured GameCube controller.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, I got that.
It's awful.
I
I
love
don't-
it.
I'm
I
trying to
remember
remember
that
why. I
Why
bought
was
it.
that a colour scheme? Oh, Link's crossbow training.
Really?
Oh,
Did you not like it?
It was okay.
hidden gem.
Yeah, great
Link's
party
crossbow
game.
training. Fucking brilliant. Our mates love it, don't they, Steve?
We played it so much, and it was so good. He's got it there somewhere.
And again,
it's quite far down the list.
By the way,
I
everyone,
think Sonny's got the whole
Sonny's
catalogue.
he's just brought all of his Wii games with him. and
All the Wii games.
he's brought his memories with him.
Yeah,
I did.
his memories.
But yeah, that first year was great. Yeah, like good point, Mac. I mean, smooth moves, WarioWare smooth moves. That is, it still gets stuck on when I've got loads of people here and I need
I
a quick
often
party
fall for it,
game.
yeah.
It's great and everyone can play it. Well, except for some people's girlfriends, but they'll remain nameless. Yeah, so in that first year, you had the launch games were strong. Mario Strikers when that came out, that's become a permanent favourite of mine.
Yeah.
So
I'm
what
not a
year?
football
What year did
fan,
it come
I'm
out?
sure.
What was it?
2006.
No,
2006,
Yeah, November
Christmas
or
time.
December 06.
So
Yeah.
Galaxy was within the first year.
Yeah, Galaxy was.
Galaxy was 07, wasn't
Yeah,
Galaxy.
Yeah.
it was October 07.
Because I got that for Christmas and didn't stop playing it. I remember that was one of those moments that I like showed my cousin it. He had a PS3 and he played it properly as well. He had big, massive telly
Yeah.
with HD, and I got him over on my little shitty Bush 14-inch telly, and I was like, "Look how good this game is."
it? It was
I
brilliant.
felt so bad. He was so impressed. He'd just been playing like Modern Warfare 1 or something, or Bioshock, and he was
God.
like,
Yeah, but
just
Mario-
looked at me a little bit like, I'm gonna leave now, Steve. That was maybe the first moment I thought, this Wii isn't
going
as
on?
revolutionary as I
It was the second moment when you bought yourself Endless Ocean. And you're like, oh, I can't wait to get home
Same
and play
Christmas,
this.
actually.
And then you look over to your right and it's like Call of Duty 4, and you're like, what's that?
You just remind me of Randy the Ram in The Wrestler sitting there playing his Nintendo.
It
and
was
the kid's
literally
talking
like
about
that,
Call
though.
of Duty right next to you. He's like, Call of Duty?
No, we were like that.
Call of Duty.
Steve and I were stuck in our Wii ways for a while.
Yeah, I took ages for me to get home.
But do you know what? It's
That's when I
because
first met you.
at the
You
time
stuck in
though,
that.
but what you needed the telly,
Yeah.
you needed the internet, and at the time I lived in a flat where I couldn't. Actually, when I lived in my first London flat, they had a weird Wi-Fi setup, and I could only have one computer connected. Basically, I couldn't connect my Xbox. My Xbox was offline for a while, and then obviously once you connect, that's when it all changes. But yeah, I mean, I was on the Wii side. for
Having
ages.
committed to it as well, it was like you made a pact with Nintendo that graphics means nothing.
Graphics
It's all
mean
about
nothing,
gameplay.
yeah.
And like so when like people
There's
were
only
like,
so long you can keep that.
yeah,
high
well,
up.
that was it. Eventually, it wore you down, and like I think it was like September 2008 when I finally got my PlayStation 3, and that was the start of the decline for my Wii. But yeah, up to that point, it was when I bought Metro Prime 3, which was incredible as well. But that's just because it's a Metro Prime game. That's not
Yeah,
anything to do with the
amazing.
Wii. And then like I suddenly realised like I was like just about to start Sega, and I realised like I haven't played any games for about 5 months because all I've got is my Wii, and there's nothing I want to play on it. Because I did exhaust every game that I got on it, except for Endless Ocean.
Well, it's just endless, isn't it?
It is, it never ends. It was terrible. Have you ever played it?
No.
Sonny?
Is
it not in the collection?
No, I purposely avoided
My
it because
God.
I don't really want a scuba diving
But
sim.
I always imagine like because obviously this is the thing like this is a game that needs good graphics and they were terrible. But I
Well,
thought,
no, it had it online and you couldn't communicate with them. You had to somewhat wave
It's like the rest of Nintendo's games, though, wasn't it? You couldn't communicate online either.
No, there was some games later you
You're
could.
lucky if you connect online with
It's
it.
true.
Yeah, but do you know what? The Wii came with a wireless modem, and that's why I didn't connect my Xbox to the internet for ages, because you had to buy that. You either had to plug it in wired, or you had to buy that 60 quid thing. And then don't mention the PlayStation, because that was too unaffordable for anyone to buy full stop. So.
And when you did buy, you have to update it every 3 minutes.
Exactly. So the Wii was my first online console, apart from the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
But
For me, it was DS. The first day I got Mario Kart online,
okay, yeah, good point.
I had really sweaty hands and excitement and everything. I was like, oh my god, it's amazing.
Did you come across me and lose?
I don't know, probably not.
The game's
I was too busy winning all the time.
They might not have played very well online, but you had to go online to get the best thing about the Wii
Internet channel.
Virtual Console.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god.
Well, that'll take us nicely into what the Wii did right. I mean, and Virtual Console is one of the things that it definitely did right. I mean, here I am paying all this money for games that I already own. I mean, why would I do that? Because it's great to see them on your Wii,
I know,
on your
yeah,
Wii
completely.
channels.
It's easier than setting up a Mega Drive again.
exactly.
It's great fun to put
I've
them in order.
completed so many. Like I completed Super Metroid.
And you did
twice.
Metroid.
And Metroid. Yeah.
That's a much bigger achievement. Well done.
Streets of Rage.
made my own maps.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage
I
1 and 2.
I completed Mario 1, 3, 64 on it. Like it's.
I've
just
never played Mario 1 364.
Yeah, exactly.
They're good.
They're all good.
So easy to get the classic games and, like I said, see them on your Wii home screen and fire them up. I mean, no online, which was a shame, because then obviously a few years down the line, Xbox had like Streets of Rage 2 with online, which was great. But yeah, I've mentioned before that I got my SNES controller from Club Nintendo / eBay, and that's made me want to play even more SNES games on my Wii than I was already. So I think Virtual Console is brilliant, and it's great that's on the 3DS now. You know, that's another thing. On launch, I bought a points card so I could buy some.
Yeah, everyone
First
did.
thing I bought
used
was
to buy
Sonic.
loads of
I
points
didn't.
cards.
I didn't buy a single game on Virtual Console channel.
You never bought a Virtual Console
Not
game?
one. I was given one by two very, very nice guys. Gave me Ocarina of Time.
Oh, we did, didn't
for
we?
Christmas.
Oh, me and Mike bought.
Did you gift it to him?
Ocarina of Time. Yeah, never played
That's
it.
the only VC game I've got on there.
That's nice. Oh yeah, I did that with you, didn't I?
Yeah, you got me.
I gifted you the Donkey Kong
Donkey Kong,
Country
wasn't it?
trilogy.
I remember you telling me when you were going to do that. I was like,
It was
oh,
wicked.
bless.
I did all of Donkey Kong Country 1 and like 3/4 of 2. But then like I think like
3
like
was,
I
I
said,
didn't
like,
think 3 was that good.
And Annie and I did all three on the Wii
I
actually.
remember, yeah.
Oh yeah, and that led us brilliantly into when Donkey Kong Country Returns comes out.
Fantastic game.
That was
yeah,
good.
an underrated
Yes.
hit. And now that
I
is one of the
absolutely
Wii's.
loved it.
So good, isn't it, man?
Retro.
You got that as well,
Studios,
Steve.
yeah.
Don't forget.
I love that
I
tidal
will-
wave.
Oh, that's...
Will ya? When are you going to play it now?
I
You're
need
never
a-
going to play. You're never going to not play
Yeah.
anything that's on your PC now.
He's dead, isn't it?
PC elitist.
You've become a PC fanboy. We found what you found your thing.
No, it's not though.
Nothing wrong with
I'll
PC
go back to
gaming.
my consoles. It's just been this year has been a bit of a lull in like after last year's ridiculous.
Yeah, there's
like,
been massive lulls.
Yeah.
Lols. So yeah, Virtual Console was
yeah,
great.
He's right.
The other channels were very novel, but also,
Mario Kart channel.
Yeah, Mario Kart
I
channel.
spent a lot of time on that me voting one.
Yeah, I did the
Really?
voting channel.
Every day I was on there.
The Wii voting one was that the one? Yeah,
Yeah.
the one
Which do
where
you
they
prefer, pies or beaches?
I was
And
like,
you're
What was the one? Was that
people
created like?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
I submitted
hilarious.
them as well, but mine were never picked.
You could download them, couldn't you, as well?
Yeah.
Because I remember I went around like Bladen and Berlin's house.
Yeah.
And they had like loads of like I was playing as Mr. Burns when we were playing Mario Kart and stuff. It's just amazing.
Oh, that
forgot
was
about
brilliant.
that.
I loved it. Every day I was on there. I
Those
was like,
channels
oh,
were
what's
great.
the new poll today?
Oh yeah, there was the Me Compare channel, wasn't there? It was like, oh, design Mario. Like if you don't, and they
yeah.
picked
That
like
wasn't it the same thing in the vote section or something?
no, it was everybody.
No,
There was the
different.
Everybody
Everybody
Votes
Vote.
channel, and there's the Me contest or whatever. But yeah, and then you'd be like, oh, Napoleon Dynamite. Download him.
I had a Metroid Prime 3 preview channel
Yeah.
on my console for about
Me
like
too.
3 years, and I was like, suddenly realised,
Might delete
why
this
is it
now.
still here? Completed this game about 3 years ago.
It was novel to have the internet as well at the time.
Yeah,
An
indeed.
internet browser.
YouTube on
Indeed.
it.
I mean, let's face it, the 360 has only just got Internet Explorer itself.
No one uses that anymore.
Yeah, but yeah, you could obviously watch a lot of YouTube on there, and that was because like I said, that was the time where we were at university.
Yeah.
We didn't have a PC in the front room, but obviously we're students, so we want to watch wacky cat videos. So now that you could look at YouTube through a normal CRT television, I think was great and quite a big
definitely,
thing. Still under the umbrella of what the Wii did right. I mean, for better or worse, motion controls are here to stay now forever. And obviously, we have Nintendo to thank / what's the opposite of thank?
Just want to kill.
Slash threaten.
They
for casual
like I say,
fighting.
for better or for worse, we're stuck with them.
The thing is, Nintendo did it to separate themselves from Microsoft and Sony.
Yep.
Obviously, Sony and Microsoft had to do something to catch up, and probably made it worse by just shoving any old rubbish out there. Connect and move.
Well, the problem has always been, intelligent use of motion controls. Like Sonny said, when it first came out, a lot of developers didn't really know how to do it. It was just a lot of waggling, and then that's not fun.
Or it's just shoehorned in.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think shooters work really well with it. Red Steel 2.
The best game on the Wii using the controls was the Metro Prime Trilogy / Metro Prime 3 for me.
Yeah.
Because everything else, like even like Galaxy 2 and Galaxy 1, it was like just shake the remote to make them spin. It's like you could have done that with just a rotator.
Yeah. But I still think Skyward Sword is my favourite game on the system. I do love the motion controls. It works really well for me. I know everyone had different experiences with it, but I really loved it.
This kind of takes us into my story or my current relationship with motion controls, and I just don't want them anymore. No. I had my fun with them, and now it's like an ex-girlfriend. It was nice. It was a nice 2-year relationship, but it's over now, and I never want to see her fucking face again. I know I've probably got problems with my Wii Sensor Bar, but I do not want to be playing Zelda stood up, waving my arm around.
Did you stand up?
Well, you're supposed to, aren't you?
No, I sat down and played
I did sit down, but it's still quite it was just it was required too much precision. That Zelda in particular, I'm not convinced.
So we've just put motion controls under what it did right. For a stranger who's never played a video game before, you put a D-pad in front of their face, they won't know what to do. You give them a stick, they'll work it out.
Yeah.
So that's under something they did right. But also under stuff they did wrong, motion controls.
But Nintendo third parties you have to blame, not Nintendo. I think.
Oh God! Well, even you said you like playing games like Red Steel. Like I don't even want to hold my arm up like that.
No. Red Steel was the launch title that pretty much everyone bought on the promise that it was 1-for-1. It wasn't, and it wasn't great.
I know, but I'm just saying, holding my arm up, for hours, is not fun for me.
I bought Call of Duty 3 as a launch title because I assumed it would be really good with like motion control. Again, this is way before I knew anything about way before I wasn't really into the games that much. So I didn't look at reviews or anything. If I'd looked at it, I'd seen it was like a terrible game. But I thought, Call of Duty, that's pretty good, isn't it? There's this new Modern Warfare one's come out. This has got to be a good game, and it didn't really work.
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of motion control was used poorly, and now you see Sony wasting time bringing out their own Wiimote when they don't need to, and they shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have bothered with it.
Sony and Microsoft felt obligated to, though.
But Kinect's been a success at least.
It's success in terms of sold and money made for Microsoft, but
Kinect
software support is pretty much
Kinect's
dead.
I don't praise Microsoft as if genius, because we could have all thought the next step from that would have been just no controllers and waving around, and that's what they've gone for. But at least they try something different.
Yeah,
Sony are just for.
You got to take your hats off to Microsoft.
The problem with that is Windows 8 is a spawn of Kinect with the big boxes and
it is awful.
Yeah, and that's led to the new dashboard being shit as well.
Thank God Windows 7 is good.
It's a shame. People are always going to think of motion control. Well, I mean, people like us now, when you say motion controls, a lot of people will be like, nah, thanks, not for that.
I think that's what divides like old school gamers and new gamers as well, though, doesn't it? Because we're used to the old controller or keyboards, depending on what background you have. But then you're given something that requires like a new way of playing. Then it's, like me personally, I'll be honest, I'm very stubborn. I'm like, no, I don't want to. I want a controller.
Well, that's why I like my Vita, because touchscreen games are great when they're done right, like motion control. But I'd still rather have the dual analog.
Yeah, same.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think you need to complement touchscreen with buttons. There's no way around it.
Yeah, just not fully touchscene. But
virtual. Well, I think we've said this so many times. There's virtual buttons and joypads.
Do they need work? Exactly. Well, and something they definitely did not do right with this console was online. I mean,
that's their big.
That was a big. Yeah.
And what was the quote? from Nintendo, people don't want to play online games or something?
That was before the Wii's launch.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like, online gaming isn't the future. It's
Nintendo,
like, come on.
Nintendo are very Japanese focused, and everything else is a bonus.
As soon as the internet comes out, I mean, you've got to think forward. You've got to have some forward thinking.
Yeah,
Obviously,
like
everyone's
they're Japanese focused, and in Japan,
stop slagging off the Japanese.
it's not online gaming is not a big focus. So they go, oh, it's not big in Japan.
But
I know, but the internet is you've got to have forward thinking, like I said.
But even in Japan, like they realise if they're going to do online gaming, it's a shit online system. Like won't get around. But they've done a simple way in Japan.
Did you guys ever get into a Smash Brothers online game? Because I never did. Always at the lobby. But obviously, I didn't try it for very long.
I did, and it was okay at first, and then it started to get really bad. So I started just to bet on other people's games.
But the worst
thing
about their online thing was the fact that outside of Japan, you had to use fucking friend codes.
Even in Japan,
Just
you had to use
to,
friend
The
codes.
thing is, like,
friend codes.
It is a big failing of Nintendo, but really, it was only Microsoft and Xbox that embraced online at the start. Because like Sony's PlayStation was pretty crap online,
yeah.
and then they just
For a while.
well, they shamelessly and good on them, I say, they just thought, well, let's just do what Xbox are doing. They know what they're doing.
You've got to
and so they introduced everything that they had.
You've got to look at the environment around you and adjust to your environment. Like I said, I've always applauded Nintendo's individuality and the way they come up with these ideas that no one else does. But you've also got to take a look around and say, hey, you know what? This online gaming thing is pretty big.
It's been an annoying stubbornness they appear to have shown.
It's very, very stubborn. And it's only to the detriment of the consumer.
The other thing that they've done wrong, which has become more and more apparent, is just the lack of HD and the graphics. The fact that they stuck with that at first, but I think they underestimated how much people appreciate the graphics. Like they thought gameplay is king. As we've gone on.
It has to be. I mean, you will always remember a game because of how it played, never the graphics. I mean, graphics will always age badly.
It wasn't just that though, because it meant some publishers weren't releasing their games on
True.
it. Like
But I
Modern
think that's
Warfare
like
was coming out on 360 PS3.
I think that's more of a lack of
not
power of
on
the
Wii.
system rather than HD output. But at the time,
Goes hand in hand.
HD uptake wasn't as high as it is now. And like Chris said, they should have had the foresight. But
It's almost
they're coming off the GameCube, which was their worst-selling system ever. They had to do something different. They had
I
to
thought
GameCube made the money, but they had to try and find a way to do things differently.
I thought it was going to be the end of Nintendo actually after the GameCube. I wish I'd bought shares in them. Somehow.
It was powerful as well, wasn't it, the GameCube? Like
It was more powerful than the PS2, but not in some areas it was more powerful than Xbox, but in a lot of areas it was a lot weaker.
This is almost like a pro though as well, because it was last generation's tech. They could sell it so cheap, and obviously that's the reason why.
That's what happened.
I mean, it was so cheap.
£50 profit on the console at launch, weren't they?
Yeah.
they tricked
no,
a lot of people into buying it.
They were the only
It was
first party to be making
in Japan they made
profit consistently.
£13 per console. In America it was $50. Over in Europe it was £79
Yeah.
per console.
On launch.
And that's
as
really
well.
clever,
That's
because
crazy.
what you're going to do if you're a mum, you're going to walk in
Yeah.
and you're going to see the £600 PlayStation and get the Wii, obviously. But
Yeah.
The £600 PlayStation, the broken Xbox, and the Wii.
now, I mean, it was
Sold.
it was fine then, but like, playing a Wii game now,
They really
it's-
have gone in complete opposite ways, haven't they? PS3 and Wii.
Yeah.
Like the Wii started, the PS3 was notoriously slow.
It's
No
just
one
stubborn.
wanted to buy it.
They were both very stubborn
But
companies.
now,
Yep, Sony.
even like the PS3 is such a good console now, and it's getting so many great exclusives every year. I mean, next year's mental,
Can't wait for Beyond and Last of Us
and even God of War. Like, there's so much.
And Until Dawn.
and
what have
Until
we-
Dawn.
what-
Is that your game?
What
Because
have we
that
had-
actually looks good.
Are you wearing a Supermassive?
Yeah.
What have we had
40th year anniversary
exclusive
shirt.
on the Wii this year?
on the Wii?
We had a
Same stuff as last year. Fuck all.
no. You had those 3 RPGs that came
They
out.
came out ages ago.
No.
Keep up.
Pandora's Tower was this year.
This guy.
He's cheeky.
Last of Us I got in February.
Last of Us.
Last of Us.
No, Last Story in February, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said this year. We're still in 2012.
I don't think I've bought anything
Two
on my
games
Wii
in
this
12
year.
No, I
months.
haven't bought a single game.
2 games in 12 months. That's impressive. Yes.
They've been focusing on the 3DS.
But that's not good, is it? You don't want them to just.
Gotta
What about
focus.
us 100 million Wii U owners?
Yeah.
We want to.
Like, cheers, guys. Got your money. We don't fucking need
It has
you
been
now.
I'm swearing too much.
What was
What was the last Wii game I bought? Mac. Skyward Sword, that's the answer for you.
Yeah.
Probably is for me
Yeah,
as well.
it was. And that wasn't that long ago. That was last Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But generally speaking,
I did buy
been a
Pandora's Tower.
slow 3 years for the Wii.
True.
Fans will always remember the Wii as when Nintendo kind of took that step away from like focused game making for gamers. I mean, the Wii went in a completely casual direction. They promised hardcore and casual fans will be happy with the Wii U, but I mean, it looks a bit fragmented, to be honest, and I still don't know who the Wii U is for, really.
No.
But
That's
they've always
the big
promised
problem.
though. Even with the GameCube, they said it was for $5 to $95. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Reg,
Resident Evil 4.
I don't believe anything Reggie ever says, ever.
no, this was before. This was pre-Reggie.
Pre-Reggie, I don't believe there ever was such a time.
No, it was, believe it or not. Before he came out kicking ass and taking names.
But, I mean, yeah, come on, Mario Galaxy 2. I mean, do we need to say anything after that, really? Rather, just Galaxy 2.
Awesome.
And then
Gaming
drop the
milestone
mic.
right there.
So good.
There's, they've got some incredible games.
But going back to Galaxy 1, I showed it to my mate, and I said, just jump off the side there. And he jumped off the side, oh great, you killed me. And he just ended up on the other side of the planet and went, this is amazing. So he just found the highest peak on the planet and just kept jumping off it, just going round and round, just finding how many
Level
ways you could
design was.
My cousin was
mental.
playing his fucking PlayStation 3 by that point.
It was so good.
Rubbish.
It was so
Galaxy
good. The British Gas
Give it
advert
up.
had to copy Galaxy, didn't it? With its little
Oh,
spherical
yeah,
planets.
yeah.
But is there anything else that we should have done?
Did
Not-
friend codes, which they didn't
Oh
do,
my god,
and,
friend codes. I'm glad that they'll still be running
No
around.
online chat really, except
Achievements
for
and trophies. And
But if you read a lot of the comments, people are going, this is great, I don't really want achievements. And
Yeah, but what about for people who do want achievements?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
I want achievements.
there's two people who don't give a shit about achievements,
there
and
you
people who
go.
want them.
Huh?
it's just a meaningless.
But people
points,
do
really.
like them.
I do understand why
People-
people
so
like
are
them.
games in general. though,
What's
so-
one of the driving reasons to play a video game? For the sense of achievement.
Yeah.
And what better than having a literal achievement that pops up on your friend's
but-
dashboard
okay.
and be like, look how
don't
great
mind,
I
don't
am.
mind some achievements, but I feel like a lot of them are just handing them out. Like The Simpsons,
Yeah, and
it says
some
push
games
start to
do.
play, and if you push A, you get an achievement for breaking the rules.
clever.
That's not really an achievement. I think they've been
That is
badly
it.
implemented.
No, but now they've been forced to.
It's a lot of it is forced. That's the problem.
I mean, there's a reason why Sony jumped on board, like Steve said. We'll see what happens in the future. I mean, it could be implemented, but doubtfully.
I'm disappointed in Nintendo for not including it. To be honest, I didn't know they weren't.
It's just give the people what they want to some extent. Anyone else got anything they want to say about the Wii before we
I did-
put it to rest?
I did think it had a lot of decent niche games that people overlook, like No More Heroes.
Go on then,
Like No More
list
Heroes.
them.
Alright, okay,
Get the pile out.
Let's go through them all.
What's at the top? There
That
was
is-
first two games.
That is a
The
fat
two-
CD wallet.
That's two
couple
Zelda
of
games.
Zeldas. So is it in alphabetical order?
No, it's
Started at the back.
Let's start with
They-
Z, Steve. Yeah.
starts with my favourites.
Start at the back.
although
Steve covered that.
Twilight Princess, I know is not as good as Galaxies, but I am a Zelda fan, so it goes on top. And you got the two Galaxies, Smash, Metroid Prime Trilogy.
You haven't put these in order, have you? In terms of
In
favourite
order of
to least
good.
favorite.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh god.
Well then,
good.
Let's
let's start from here.
Start at the
start
back.
from the worst. Then.
Let's see what we got.
Yeah. Madden all play.
Not even in.
It's not even in
There
it.
you go.
It's so
Not
bad.
even worth it.
Yeah, it's just loose in your
We
CD
playing.
wallet.
You own it. That's crazy. How many is it? Do you know?
There's
You
over
own-
60 retail.
You own 60 retail.
Over 60.
Well, my
but
biggest
it's got-
collection's the Wii, but that's because of free Sega games mainly.
And about
Let's tap anyone.
Boom Street I
that
like.
stuff.
Because it's a mix of Monopoly and the stock markets.
And it's got Mario and a blob on it.
That's from Dragon Quest.
Of course it is.
Yeah, it's way at the back.
Super Paper Mario. I never.
I
played
got that one as well. Super Mario All
Oh
Stars.
my god,
WarioWare, Smooth.
had
that
the
Mario All Stars package is shit.
It is.
I had the
What
buy
an
shame.
embarrassment, isn't it?
Yeah, doesn't even have two player.
At least the Zelda 25th anniversary made up for it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Trauma Center, that's...
That was
I
a good
bought-
game.
I bought
Yeah.
Trauma Center, but
Hidden
only
gem as
because I was going out with a nurse, and I was like, "Look at this game, honey."
The blob.
The Blob.
I've heard of that.
Very good game. Very underrated.
I remember
Yeah,
that. I
no,
was
I've
gonna
heard
get
a
that.
lot of people talk about it, but I don't played it myself.
Conduit
I
was
used to
alright.
buy. I used to buy the official Nintendo magazine for a little while there. That's how into my Wii I was.
Yeah,
God.
you got to.
And those reviews were terrible.
You know,
Let's get ready to zip up this body bag, though.
Indeed. Like I say, can you
Guys.
think of anything else that's like a big positive that it did or a big negative?
like I said, niche games.
We're not Wii Fit guys, but Wii Fit has been a huge success.
But what it has done, it has expanded the market. And I think it's
Yeah.
made gaming a lot more acceptable.
Yep.
A lot of less sort of Daily Mail articles about how gaming's bad. Because
Yeah, they're
people
still
are a
out
lot
there,
wiser
though.
now.
That's
Yeah.
true.
The biggest thing I hated Nintendo for was the amount of shovelware
Yeah, but
garbage. They're
don't
allowed
forget
to be
the
published on that
PlayStation
machine.
2 before that was exactly the same.
It-
So don't forget
Yeah,
that.
but
That's true.
it just felt like it had more
Yeah,
good games out there.
Yeah, but
find
I'll
it
still
involved.
just defend the PlayStation over the Wii. Yeah.
Well, it's
But-
easy to defend
Yeah,
PlayStation
but
over Wii.
yeah, but
It's easy to defend PlayStation compared to Wii.
it's easy to defend your mum.
Well,
Other end.
probably.
There you go.
hope
Something
so.
negative about the Wii.
Other
M. Oh,
Other
God.
M.
What killed
I haven't
Samus?
even played it. But
An underrated Mario Kart. A lot of people
Really?
go,
What?
oh yeah. A lot of people go, that Mario
what-
Kart.
One of the highest selling
I
ones
wasn't-
ever.
what's
it
the
wasn't great.
like? It's up to like 30 odd million.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I
Yeah.
remember like looking at VG charts.
Mario
Mario
Kart,
Kart.
Wii.
It's insane.
It's an underrated Mario
I
Kart.
remember I was
It
working at
had-
Gamer at the time, and anyone who's buying a Wii or anyone who's thinking of buying a Wii game were instantly like, any Mario Karts in? I was selling those by the dozens.
It's a system seller, Mario Kart. I mean,
Massive,
yeah, definitely.
I'm already looking forward to the Wii U version. It's pretty much all I play on my 3DS at the moment, Mario Kart.
And you still can't beat me.
Well, I mean, what Sonny will do is he'll win one tournament and then be like off to dinner and just log off like a coward.
The only thing is, he did win that tournament.
Exactly.
If he-
Well, yeah, you can win 4 races, but not sticking around and not even giving your opponents the
I'm giving you multiple
a
chances.
rematch.
and
Well, I mean,
you
like I
lose.
said, you seem to disappear fairly sharply. So maybe so Sonny only has a good run for 4 races, and he knows
knows
that,
his limit,
and that's when he
yeah,
fucks
yeah,
off. And then I just get abuse for the next half an hour. But I mean,
It's
all I
abuse you
will
deserve.
say is look at the leaderboards in the RGF community room.
I haven't been in there in years.
And you can't even look at them because they reset every 2 months.
Really?
It's like, wow, that's great. Well done. Thank you very much. Yeah, I was top of it though. We've all got fond Wii memories. It did some great things. It did some not so great things. But I mean, it'll live on with the Wii U, not only in name, but obviously you can do a complete system transfer, take everything off your Wii, put it on your new one. You're not going to do that, son.
I'm not, because I'm going to put the Wii in my room.
It also lives on in the fact that you can use all your accessories, all your Wiimotes with the new console, which is great. So you don't have to buy a whole new set of things, but not so great for reasons that we said
Got another
before.
thing it did wrong.
What they did wrong.
The sensor bar's cable was way too long.
Yeah.
It's better to be too long than it's
Oh,
better to be too
come
long than
on.
too
and,
short.
and yet the signal between the controller and the sensor bar was too short.
Yeah.
Really? You adjust
Ironic,
it?
Mac. I see what you've done there.
Shit.
No one has ever set up the sensor bar and like just got enough cable. It's crazy. I'm always like wrapping it around shit and stuff.
Get ready
Yeah.
to eat those words, Steve. When I was working at the cinema back in Canterbury, we hooked up my Wii in Screen 2 and we used all of that cable.
Can't
So there we go. But yes, I mean,
super rich. And
the Wii I think has been, for the past few years, a bit of a joke. Unjustly so with a lot of gamers. I mean, like we've said, Galaxy 2, WarioWare, Mario Strikers, Donkey Kong Country Returns. There's a lot of games worth picking up. Boom Blocks. Boom Blocks. We all loved Boom Blocks, didn't we, Steve?
Silent Hill
Yeah,
Shattered Memories. It's a good retelling of the first Silent Hill game.
So the Wii has left a lasting impression on us all, and it's changed gaming forever. But that's the Wii. 2006 to 2012. Rest in peace.
we need one final send off for it.
With Sunny Side Up.
Keep your funny side up. Don't let your laughter come through. Doodle-doo, stand up on your legs. Be like 2 fried eggs. Keep your sunny side up.
Well, it's time for the sunnier side of gaming with Sunny Side Up. Sunny, what have you got for us today? In rhyme form.
This is it. Isn't it?
Courtesy of Stephen Edwards.
It's the end of the Wii.
This is the Wii's epitaph / eulogy / eulogy.
Try not to cry, Mac.
It goes out with a whimper.
I haven't read it. You haven't read it yet.
So will you.
About that.
Sunny, please. You're the Wii's tearful widow. This is Sunny Mody with Sunny Side Up.
All good things must come to an end. An era is over for our motion-waggling friend. The revolution accomplished, the rivals defeated. 100 million sold, mission completed. Sure, Sony and Microsoft fanboys will say, where's high definition or online play? Ha! Who needs them when we've got Wii Sports? And don't forget the virtual console ports. Some say it was 2 GameCubes stuck together, a gimmicky controller that made you feel under the weather. But those crazy people deserve a maiming. playing Mario with your grandparents is the pinnacle of gaming. How will the Wii be remembered now it's over the hill? It pushed things forwards while standing still. Thanks to Nintendo, we can't move from motion play. Its lack of power displayed noticeably decay. For years, the Wii cry has been gameplay is king, yet Skyward Sword's graphics are mighty depressing. We may mock Halo, Uncharted, or Black Ops 2, but deep down, we can't wait for Call of Duty Wii U.
Hey! Oh, that was marvellous.
Lovely song.
Nicely
Well,
done.
thanks, whoever wrote that. That was
You have
really,
real
really good.
love for the Wii, which really comes out in that poem.
I've got to say that, could it ask for a better send-off? I don't think so.
No one else is going to give it a better one.
Well, graphics on Skyward Sword are not depressing.
Here we go.
You wrote it.
You wrote it.
You read it.
That was good reading, Sonny. Well done. And that was episode 36 of the Ready Game Fire podcast. Thank you very much for listening, obviously, as always. Please check out our back catalogue and subscribe, rate and review us on iTunes. It's very important to us. Every episode is now day and date on YouTube, so check it out. It's the best way to listen while at work. Just go to the Ready Game Fire podcasts playlist, stick those headphones on and press play. And if you want to email us, it's contact@readygamefire.co.uk. Please like us on Facebook. Please follow us on Twitter. Thank you as always to the mini bosses for providing the soundtrack to Ready Game Fire. And also thank you, Mac.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you, Chris.
And thank you, Steve.
Thank you very much, Chris.
And I've been Chris Fox. Goodbye, everybody. Someone get Sonny a tissue. And me as well, got something water.
Get the guitar.